Great news, everyone. After, well over a year of showing that Assassin's Creed Unity runs like garbage on Intel Arc GPUs, a special driver update released this week for Intel Arc, and it drastically improves the game. And I'm massively excited about this for reasons that make no sense whatsoever, because, who out there is playing Assassin's Creed Unity except us? That's the question. But I rendered out the benchmarks here, and the difference is extraordinary. It's gone from being a complete disaster to being broadly competitive with Nvidia's RTX 3060. And yes, let's talk numbers. So we've got two benchmarks here. The original Assassin's Creed Unity benchmark, which is a cutscene that happens on the rooftops right next to Notre Dame Cathedral. And man, this is a disaster for the original Arc. We had a 34.9 frames per second average, but that average flatters to deceive. It's now at 77 frames per second average. That's a 121% increase to performance.
Wow.
But that barely begins to cover the true level of optimization that has gone on here, because this gameplay sequence, again, around Notre Dame Cathedral, that averaged at just 19.9 frames per second. Worse than Xbox One by a long chalk. Obviously different settings, but that has gone up now to 69 frames per second. That's an extra.
Nice.
Yes, absolutely. That's an extra 247% of performance. That kind of highlights how important the driver is. But let's do some competitive analysis now. The cutscene there, I've got it stacked up here against the RTX 3060. And amazingly, across the whole bench, there's actually a 2.6% advantage for Intel Arc over RTX 3060. And but we move into gameplay here, where the driver is under a lot more pressure, and the 3060 is 11% faster. John, thoughts? I don't expect you to have any thoughts.
No, my actual thoughts is less about Assassin's Creed Unity and more about these older, like DX11 and older games. That seemed to be the sticking point for Arc, right?
Yeah.
It really wanted DX12
absolutely
to perform its best. So the question is, are there other games that were similar to this that performed exceptionally poorly on Arc that now also receive a boost?
I think the answer is no. Because another part of my test was Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, which is a classic campaign, and that just crashed on Arc. With the old driver, you'd play it for 5 minutes and it would just lock up, which isn't great. So I decided to try Infinite Warfare again, and it didn't even finish the pre-compilation step, the shader pre-compilation step. I couldn't even play the game at all. I don't know, I don't know whether that's just a one-off thing, but the other thing about Infinite Warfare that I didn't say in the content at the time is that the pre-compilation step took like an hour.
Right.
Whereas it was less than a couple of minutes on the RTX 3060. So there's something horribly wrong there with the Intel driver, but I couldn't even get past the shader compilation step, which isn't great.
That's a shame, because I feel like looking at the numbers, these Intel Arc cards are actually really, they could potentially be an amazing value and a really good choice for the budget card.
Yeah, I mean, the RK750 has been as low as $200, and
that's nuts.
Yeah, there are certain ray tracing benchmarks where it's beating the 4060, which the 4060 is pretty good at ray tracing for all its faults. So the concept that, you've got this incredible piece of silicon being given away sometimes. I mean, $200 is ridiculous value, but the idea that it's a total sort of coin toss as to whether your old games are actually going to work on it. That's key to the PC.
It just sucks, because clearly the silicon is capable of it. It's completely held back by the software.
Yeah,
and that's just a shame. I really hope they can continue to fix this and improve things.
But I would like to say thank you. One of my favorite PC games. Yeah, one of my favorite PC games is now actually playable on Intel Arc. And that's only a good thing as far as I'm concerned.
I want to ask, how many hours is on your Steam listing for Assassin's Creed Unity?
Well, it's on Ubisoft Connect, which was Uplay, so I can't really track that. But
it's got to be thousands at this point.
Well,
right?
It does play into my campaign to get an AC Unity remaster. And I think we've got to start doing some content to remind Ubisoft that this is, a massive amount of people still want to play Assassin's Creed Unity if it was brought up to decent standards on modern platforms, right? It's they've remastered practically every other Assassin's Creed, right?
And this is the best looking one.
Yeah, do
still
something
today.
about it. Okay, that's my rant over.